Hi, friend. Welcome back to the Content Systems for Growth podcast. I'm Michelle Dewey, and today we're talking about how to turn your content into actual clients without spending every waking hour creating posts. But before we dive in today, I want to remind you about something fun I'm doing through the end of the year. I'm giving away a free repurposing package every single month, October, November, and December. If this episode helps you, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a 5-star review and send me a screenshot in Instagram. Just DM it to me at Michelle Dewey OBM and include your screenshot in the message. And I'll turn one of your podcast episodes into 5 days of ready to post content. You can find all the details down below in the show notes along with my Instagram link. All right, let's talk about November. It is my birthday month coming up. Here's my question for you today. Have you been showing up with content consistency, but is it actually leading people back to your offer? I'm guessing you can relate to this. You're posting your podcast episode. You're actually creating those reels. Maybe you're sharing quote graphics or carousels. You're showing up. And when you look at your calendar or your bank account, you're not seeing that actual traction or the conversions that you were hoping for from all that free content. But here's the thing. Visibility without direction will actually grow your business. I know, shocker, isn't it? You don't need more content. You don't need to be on every single platform. What you need is a simple, intentional plan that connects your content to your clients. And that's exactly what we're building on today. An organic content blueprint for November that will work with your schedule, your offers, and your callings front. Now, this is important. November is a bridge month. What? Yeah, we're wrapping up the year. You might be planning the end of the year promotions or thinking about the 2026 will look like for you. But here's what happens during this time. Most people either overcommit to sales mode and burn out, or they disappear entirely from marketing because they're exhausted. We kind of talked about that in last week's episode. I get it. You go through the seasons of complete and utter chaos. You're juggling client sessions, your family schedule, maybe a program development, new course, trying to maintain your household with a busy schedule. Marketing feels like one more thing on the list, right? One more thing. But instead of trying to do it all or going silent, let's create an organic content blueprint that keeps your message clear, aligned, and working for you. So what's this episode about? It's about anchoring your content around one core offer. Here's where the magic happened. Step 1 is to pick that one offer you want people thinking about in November. Maybe it's your signature coaching program. Maybe it's a one-on-one gut health package that you've just set up. Maybe it's a seasonal workshop on keeping a thankful heart in the chaos of the holidays. Whatever it is, just choose one. Every podcast episode you record, every post you share, every email you send will lead people one step closer to that offer. Not in a pushy way, but in a way that shows them what you're teaching connects to the transformation that they're looking for. Clarity creates consistency, and consistency builds those conversions. So I want you to pause right now and answer this. What do you want people to buy, book, or say yes to before the end of the year with your services? Write it down, because everything we do from here flows from that answer. Once you know your core offer, it's time to map your monthly messaging. And it's going to give you a simple framework that I use with my client. It's what I call a content blueprint framework. You're going to plan your messaging by week, and each week has a specific purpose. Week 1 is all about awareness. This is where you teach or share a story tied to your offer's main pain point. You're not selling anything yet. You're just making sure your audience knows you understand what they're going through because you've been there yourself, right? For example, you're a wellness coach focusing on hormone balance. You might share your personal story about how stress impacted your cortisol and how that affected everything from your sleep to weight to mood. We all can relate to stories, friends. The trials that lead us to the outcomes we're looking for, that's what builds awareness. Week Two is your authority. Now you're showcasing proof, share testimonials, talk about client results. Reference your own story of transformation here. This is where people start thinking, okay, she really knows what she's talking about. Week 3 is engagement. So this week is about connection. Well, every week should be about connection, friend. But ask the questions in your post. Go live, share behind the scenes of your process. This is where people start to see you as a guide walking alongside them, just not an expert talking at them. You're making an impact by inviting them to go along with the journey with you. Week 4 is your conversion. This is where you point directly to your offer or your lead magnet. You've built trust, you've shown results, you've engaged with people, you've connected. Now you're going to invite people to take that next step and work with you. This rhythm creates your podcast into a client funnel without needing ads or complicated launch systems. You're just showing up with intention every single week and asking people to work with you at this point. Step 3 is to repurpose that content. Now let's talk about how you can actually execute without spending every waking hour creating content. Here's the interesting part. You don't need to create more. I'm sure this is a shortcoming for me. You just need to repurpose it better. Choose one pillar platform. For most of you, that's your podcast. Then choose one secondary channel. Maybe that's an email, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's both. But now here's the system. Every time you record one podcast episode, you repurpose it into multiple pieces of content. One podcast becomes your blog post, it becomes 3 to 5 social media posts, and it becomes your email. Your podcast is the anchor. You're not starting from scratch every single time. You're taking that one piece of long form content and breaking it into small strategic pieces. That way you have the same message for the whole week. And if you're using my Trello content system or any kind of repurposing workflow, this is where it saves you hours every week. You record once and your content works for you all month long. This can be how you always go from always creating to always converting. Step 4 is to simplify your calls to action. I know this one all too well. So here's what I see because I've done it myself. We all get tripped up, and I'm guessing you understand it. For yourself, if you're inviting people to download your freebie, book a discovery call, join your email list, follow your Instagram, listen to your podcast, rate your podcast, and buy a program all at the same time, you know what you would do in somebody else's situation. You check out, right? So friend, if your content feels scattered, your audience will too. Keep one primary call to action all month long, or at least one episode at a time. Maybe it's book a call, maybe it's download my free guide, maybe it's join my email list so you don't miss the next workshop. Whatever it is, make the next step obvious. Don't overload people with options, lead them somewhere specific. And here's an optional thing. Add a flash sale or a seasonal freebie. Now, if you want to add a little sales boost to November, you can introduce a small aligned flash sale or freebie. Here's some ideas. Keep it aligned. Remember, a mini mindset workshop for holiday stress, a limited time discount on your signature coaching package, always an easy one, a free healthy eating swap guide to help new subscribers stay on track throughout the holidays. 'Cause who doesn't want that? Keep it simple. 48 hours max, minimal tech, maximum clarity. You don't have to do this, but if you want to create a little momentum before December, this is one way you can do that. Okay, friends, it's time to wrap this up. I want to leave you with this. Visibility isn't about striving. It's about faithfulness. You already have your words. You already have your wisdom. You already have your stories your audience needs to hear. November is your chance to show up with focus and faith that God will multiply what you plant. You don't have to reach everyone. You just need to reach the ones He's prepared your heart to serve. Thank you so much for listening today. I appreciate you. I hope you pick one offer, map your monthly messaging, and repurpose with purpose and simplify your calls to action. That's your organic content blueprint. And remember, you've got this. I'm cheering you on. Again, thank you so much for listening all the way to the end of this. I appreciate you, and I hope you make it a wonderful week. Oh, and before I go, don't forget, if this episode helped you, share it with a friend. Take a screenshot, your 5-star review, and DM it to me on Instagram. I'm giving away a free repurposing package every month through December, and I'd love for you to be entered to win. Look down below in the show notes for all the information. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.